The smartest people don't have better brains, they have better strategies. Install this mental shortcut and instantly upgrade your intelligence. Right now you're thinking at a fraction of your true capability. You hesitate when you should act. You miss patterns that should be obvious. You struggle with decisions that genius level thinkers solve effortlessly. But here's the truth: intelligence isn't fixed, it's a system, and like any system, it can be hacked. What if you could wake up tomorrow thinking faster, processing information like a machine, and spotting solutions others can't even see? No endless studying, no complex formulas, just 12 simple mind hacks that will instantly rewire your brain for genius level thinking and make you the smartest person in any room. Let's dive in. Want to know why some people always seem to be 10 steps ahead? It's not because they work harder, it's because they think in reverse, a technique that instantly exposes weaknesses, eliminates bad decisions, and makes you appear effortlessly intelligent. Most people ask, how do I fix this? What's the best way forward? But the smartest minds flip the question: how could I make this problem worse? If I wanted to fail, what would I do? What's the worst possible decision I could make right now? This forces your brain to uncover hidden traps before you ever step into them. You see what others miss instead of blindly looking for solutions. You identify and eliminate failures before they happen. You control the game while others react to mistakes. You make preemptive moves that keep you ahead. You appear naturally sharp because you avoid common errors. People assume you're more intelligent and capable than you actually are. How to use this right now? Take any situation: negotiation, decision-making, or problem-solving. Instead of asking, how do I succeed, list all the ways you could fail miserably. Then reverse engineer your success by avoiding every mistake on that list. Hesitation makes you look weak. Overthinking makes you easy to manipulate. The people who command the most respect aren't always the smartest. They're the one who act fast and with certainty. Here's how you do it: whenever you're faced with a decision, count down from 5 to 1 and take action before your brain starts second-guessing itself. Why does this work? It stops hesitation in its tracks. Your brain loves to delay and make excuses. A countdown shuts that down instantly. It forces immediate control. When you act without overthinking, you come across as decisive, confident, and dominant qualities people instinctively respect. It makes others second-guess themselves while they're still weighing their options. You've already moved forward, putting you in a position of power. How to use this right now: the next time you're about to hesitate before speaking in a conversation, making a request, or taking an opportunity, count down from 5 and move. Most people will spend their time stuck in what-ifs while you're already 3 steps ahead. Most people walk into a room and immediately start talking. They react. They assume. They rush to make their presence known, and that's exactly why they miss critical information. Smart thinkers don't do this. They pause before jumping into any situation. Take 10 extra seconds to do what others ignore. Scan body language: who looks nervous, who looks dominant, who's faking confidence. Listen to tone. People's words mean nothing, their tone tells the real story. Notice what's unsaid. The most important clues aren't what people say, but what they avoid saying. Why does this work? It gives you an unfair advantage. While everyone else reacts impulsively, you've already gathered intel on who to trust, who to manipulate, and how to play your next move. It makes people underestimate you when you don't speak right away. People assume you're not paying attention when in reality you're seeing everything. It lets you control the conversation. Once you've read the room, you can say exactly what needs to be said to steer the situation in your favor. How to use this right now: the next time you enter a room, resist the urge to talk. First, observe, take mental notes. Watch how quickly you start to see things others miss. Most people stay stuck in the same patterns of thinking. They hit a roadblock, get frustrated, and either give up or make the same predictable choices. But the smartest minds don't rely on their own thinking alone. They borrow from the best. Whenever you're stuck, ask, yourself, what would a genius do in this situation? How would someone 10 times smarter than me approach this? What's the solution that an expert in this field would come up with? Why does this work? It forces your brain to level up. You stop thinking like yourself and start thinking like someone who's already mastered the problem. It bypasses mental blocks. Instead of feeling stuck, you shift into an expansive solution-oriented mindset. It lets you steal intelligence. You don't need to be the smartest person, you just need to know how the smartest people would think. How to use this right now. Pick a problem you're struggling with. Instead of tackling it like you normally would, imagine the sharpest mind in the world solving it. Once you break free from your own limitations, solutions become crystal clear. Most people make decisions too fast, not because they're smart, but because they're emotional. They react, they rush, they regret it later. Smart thinkers, they use strategic hesitation before making any decision. Take 10 seconds to ask yourself, is this the smartest move? What's the bigger picture? Am I reacting or thinking? Why does this work? It disrupts emotional impulses. Instead of making a choice based on frustration, excitement, or pressure, you regain control. It forces deeper thinking. You don't just look at the immediate outcome, you see how it plays out long term. It makes you unpredictable. People expect instant reactions. When you pause, they start second-guessing themselves, giving you the upper hand. How to use this right now. The next time you're about to respond in a conversation, send a text, or make a quick decision, pause for 10 seconds. You'll immediately start making smarter moves while everyone else keeps making mistakes. Most people struggle to get ahead because they try to figure everything out on their own. They waste years making mistakes, learning through trial and error and reinventing them. Well, smart thinkers don't do this. They borrow intelligence instead of relying on your own limited experience. Tap into the mind of people who've already mastered what you're trying to learn. Read books from the best minds. Absorb decades of knowledge in a few hours. Watch expert interviews. See how top performers think and make decisions. Ask mentors direct questions. Get answers in minutes instead of years. Why does this work? It shortcuts your learning curve. Instead of making mistakes yourself, you learn from others' failures and avoid them completely. It gives you an unfair advantage while others struggle to find solutions you're already equipped with. Strategies that work. It rewires your brain to think smart. When you surround yourself with high-level thinking, it naturally becomes your default way of operating. How to use this right now. Pick one area you want to master. Find one book, one interview, and one expert to learn from this week. By the time others figure it out on their own, you'll already be miles ahead. Most people believe they need to be original to succeed. They waste time trying to create something completely new only to fail because they're starting from zero. Smart thinkers know the truth. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, you just have to improve it. Instead of building from scratch, look at what already works and tweak it to your advantage. Take a successful idea and refine it. Spot flaws in an existing system and fix them. Combine ideas from different fields to create something better. Why does this work? It shortcuts success. You skip years of trial and error by leveraging what's already proven. It gives you a competitive edge. Most people are too focused on being original while you're focused on being effective. It positions you as a leader. When you improve something that already exists, people see you as the one who made it better. How to use this right now. Find a system, strategy, or idea that's already successful. Ask yourself, how can I make this 10% better? The smartest people in the world don't create from nothing. They borrow, enhance, and music dominate. Most people forget important details almost as soon as they hear them. They attend meetings, have conversations, or learn new concepts only to struggle recalling them when it matters. Smart thinkers use a simple but powerful trick to lock information into their brains permanently. The memory snapshot technique. Right after a conversation, lecture, or learning session, take 30 seconds to mentally replay the key points. What were the most important Takeaways: what surprised you, what should you apply or remember for later, why does this work? It forces your brain to store the information your mind treats what you review as important, making it stick. It strengthens recall ability instead of struggling to remember details later. They come back effortlessly. It gives you an edge in conversations while others forget names, facts, and key ideas. You remember everything with precision. How to use this right now after your next meeting, podcast, or conversation. Take 30 seconds to replay the key details in your mind. By doing this daily, you'll start remembering everything while everyone else forgets. Most people waste time trying to learn everything, thinking that more effort equals more intelligence, but the smartest minds know that not all knowledge is equal. Some ideas give you massive returns while others are just noise. This is where the 80-20 intelligence rule comes in. 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. 80% of what you learn won't matter, but 20% will change everything. Instead of consuming random information, identify and double down on the 20% that truly matters. Which books have given you the most life-changing insights? Read more like them. Which habits have made you sharper and more productive? Strengthen them. Which skills have given you the biggest advantage? Master them first. Why does this work? It multiplies your intelligence. You learn faster by focusing only on high-value knowledge. It saves years of wasted effort. Instead of working harder, you work smarter. It puts you ahead of 99% of people. Most waste time on useless information. You go straight to what matters. How to use this right now? Look at your learning habits and ask yourself, what's the 20% that's driving my biggest results? Then cut the distractions and go all in on what music works. Most people aim for small improvements. They ask, how can I get it little better, or what's the next small step? But this mindset keeps them trapped in average results. The smartest minds use 10x thinking, a mental shift that forces your brain to think beyond limits. Instead of asking, how do I improve, ask, how do I get 10 times better? What's the radical game-changing solution? What would I do if I had to achieve this in half the time? Why does this work? It forces creativity instead of tweaking what already exists. Your brain looks for entirely new ways to solve problems. It eliminates weak strategies. If something won't scale 10x, it's probably not worth doing. It rewires your brain for bold moves while others make small adjustments. You're thinking in big, transformational leaps. How to use this right now? Take a goal you're working on and ask, what would it take to achieve this result 10 times faster, bigger, or better? The answer won't just make you better, it will push you into it completely new music. Lead. Most people treat their brain like a storage unit, constantly trying to remember ideas, tasks, and random details. But the smartest minds know that your brain isn't meant for storage, it's meant for thinking. That's why they offload information into a digital system so their mind stays clear for higher level problem solving. Here's how to do it. Use a digital note-taking app. Notion, Evernote, Google Keep to store ideas, insights, and knowledge. Record quick voice memos when inspiration strikes so you never lose a great idea. Create a second brain, a personal database of everything valuable you've learned so you can access it instantly when needed. Why does this work? It frees up mental space instead of cluttering your mind with reminders. You focus on deep thinking and strategy. It prevents idea loss. Most people forget brilliant insights because they don't write them down. You'll never lose a valuable thought again. It compounds your intelligence over time. Your notes become a personal knowledge bank, making you sharper than everyone around you. How use this right now? Start using a digital note-taking app today. Capture every idea, lesson, and insight that crosses your mind. The less your brain is busy remembering, the more it can focus on mastering music. Most people assume that just reading or hearing something means they've learned it, but the reality, if you don't use new knowledge immediately, your brain deletes it like junk data. The smartest minds follow a simple rule: use it or lose it. Every time you learn something new, make Sure to read something, summarize it in your own words, learn a new concept, teach it to someone else, hear a new idea, apply it to a real situation as soon as possible. Why does this work? It forces deeper understanding. When you explain or apply something, your brain processes it on a higher level. It strengthens memory retention. The faster you use information, the more your brain locks it in as important. It gives you an instant advantage while others forget what they learn. You turn knowledge into skill, making you smarter, faster. How to use this right now? Take one thing you learned today and either summarize it, teach it, or apply it. What you don't use, you'll forget, but what you apply becomes a permanent part of your intelligence. Most people live their entire lives thinking at a fraction of their true capability, hesitating when they should act, missing patterns that should be obvious, and struggling with decisions that genius-level thinkers solve effortlessly. But not you, not anymore. Right now you've been handed the blueprint to rewire your brain, a shortcut to thinking faster, making smarter choices, and controlling any situation. But here's the real test: will you actually use it, or will you let it fade into just another piece of forgotten information? The 24-hour genius challenge. For the next 24 hours, I dare you to apply at least one of these mind hats acts in real life, whether it's flipping your thinking with the backwards genius method to instantly spot hidden traps before they sabotage you, using the 5-second decision rule to break hesitation and command instant respect, observing before speaking like Sherlock Holmes, silently gathering intel while everyone else exposes their weaknesses. Pick one and use it, see what happens. Did you notice a difference? Did people react to you differently? Did you catch something you would have normally missed? Now here's the final step: drop a comment below and share what you tried, what happened, and whether it gave you an edge. Most people watch the smartest people act. Which one are you? This is where we separate the thinkers from the doers. You've been given the tools, now it's your move. Take the challenge, level up your mind, and start playing life like the master strategist you were meant to be. Let's see who's truly ready to